Right. All right, we're at 6, so we'll go ahead and call meeting to order, please. There we go, call meeting to order.
Dean?
Yes.
Gaston?
Yes.
Page?
Yes.
Edmonds?
Yes.
Grant?
Yes. And a new item on the agenda, we'll go ahead and take our moment of silence. Thank you. Go ahead and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Before a copy of the Open Meetings Act is posted here on the wall in the library, as I say, I'm pointing and not looking at it. It's still there, good. It's also available in pamphlet form and on the website provided. We have number 5, consent agenda. It's got quite a few items in it. A, approval of the June 24th, 2025 regular meeting minutes. B, approve advertising for bids for animal shelter services. It is just up at this time of the year. C, discuss, approve, disapprove Tim Schultz's request of deposit refund for 907 5th Street. D, approve golf board recommendation for seasonal clubhouse held in Madison Sucre. E, approve the tailgate SDL license for July 26th, 7 p.m. to July 27th, 1 a.m. for street closure after the Peabody Hail Fiddle Contest. F, approve the corner bar SDL license for July 26th, 7 p.m. to July 27th, 1 a.m. for street closure after the Peabody Hail Fiddle Contest. And G, approve passage and adoption of resolution 2025-06 that allows for the collection of delinquent water rental, sewer rental, and use charges to be assessed against the real estate as a special assessment on the following property: block 14, lot S, 55 feet of 16, 17, 18 addition paddocks. Do I have questions or a motion for the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Dean?
Yes.
Page?
Yes.
Gaston?
Yes.
Edmonds?
I'll get that.
Or Grant?
I don't get to do it either.
I got thrown when I said Gaston.
You just
We're
went
doing
over
so
it, don't
well.
you? All right.
I'm taking blame for this.
All right, so that one should pass. We have reports. First up is the Park Cemetery. We have Jenny Nixon, Park President.
We have been doing a bunch of stuff lately, and you may have seen a little bit of it. We have hosted a pool committee meeting. We invited everybody who wanted to come to talk to us a little bit about the pool. They just said overwhelmingly, we need an aquatics recreation program. So that was the number one thing I got out of it. Then we asked people that were really interested to step forward and sign up. So we have about 13 names in a list, and they are so excited that we have 4 dates. We are going to meet July 17th, the 31st, August 14th, and 28th, so every other week or so. They will be here in the library in July, and we'll be at the community building in August. Those folks are thinking and planning. I've already had reports back from things they're doing and thinking about. So I'm excited that they're excited. So I think they're looking at interfacing with the Communities Foundation, just as because one of the first things somebody said was, let's go raise money. And well, yeah, okay, where would we put that? And so we're kind of starting to think through that. I was really excited about that. The other thing that we've got done is I've gone ahead and applied for trees for our parks. We have an extensive park system, and once you measure that out, there's more than 300 acres of park in this community, and there's a lot of need for trees. And so working with the Nebraska Forest Service, Trees for Nebraska Towns program, I went ahead and submitted a grant for 10 trees. I mean, they usually are doing 1 to 10. They offered a larger grant this year, and I thought, you know, let's just do 10. In addition to that, I'm working with them also to, work on our tree inventory. There is a, it's called, tree plotter inventory, and they actually have a map online that you can go and look at. And Nebraska, or Crawford's got a few trees in it, I think those are other ones that came from the same tree planting program. But I thought, if we need to figure out where we are with our trees in this community, we need to know what we have, what's the age and condition of them, and what types, and so we can better diversify our forestry, and also know when we need to move things out and where to put new stuff in. It'll make life a lot easier. So that is set up for August 13th. We'll have a Nebraska Forest Service employee coming here to the park to help us inventory. I will be looking for volunteers and asking for help. So that's what I got. Questions?
Thank you.
Is your board full, or are you still?
No,
You're
no,
still
we're
looking?
still in two.
Two,
Short two.
okay.
Yes. I have, the good news is I have a lot of people around town who have said, I'm interested in this, that, or the other thing. So I've got somebody who's interested in donating trees, and somebody, you know, so things are going on, and I hope that we can leverage that sometime to get some of those people on our committee. So,
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Library, yes.
Good evening, everyone. I have a nice, sweet report for us tonight. June numbers were up pretty notably from May, so that would reflect a lot of our summer reading program activities and services. Patronages and visits totaled 561. We had 34 computer uses. We circulated 287 physical materials, 155 digital ones. 21 canopy titles were viewed with our streaming service, and there were 52 new materials added to the collection. And then in preparation for the book sale for the Friends, there was 138 we did. Most of them had been marked for reading for a couple of years already, so nothing drastic happened for as drastic as the number sounds. Moving on to scheduled events and things coming up. This Thursday, we have our next creative writing group at the Perk Up Coffee Shop. That'll be at 10 a.m. each Thursday through the end of July. And then also through the end of July is story times in the city park at 10 a.m. on Mondays. Those have been a big hit. We'll have our next council meeting here Tuesday the 22nd at 6 p.m. And then we'll have our last arts and crafts on Wednesday, July 23rd at 2 p.m. So far the kids have made their own custom jigsaw puzzles and bubble wands, and so there's been a lot of fun had there. Budget workshops are tentatively scheduled. I know it's coming up later, but they're tentatively scheduled here at the library on Wednesdays. And then we'll have our last Painters of Our World presentation, where we talk about world famous painters, the movements they were a part of, and analyze just a little bit of some of their most famous works. So those have been very fun, and that one will be Friday, July 25th at 4:30. If anybody would like to schedule the remaining events for the summer reading program, I have little handouts printed already, so just let me know. And then, let's see, Friday, August 1st at 10 a.m. will be our next reading group, and then at 2 p.m. that same day will be the end of program parties. The summer reading program is already coming up on its close. It's flown by. That leads me right into the next thing. We've got a total of 33 participants compared to last year's total of 26, and they've already read over 400 books collectively. Elsewhere, August programming is in development. I don't want to give any details until I have things nailed down a little better. But unless there are any questions for me, that concludes my report. Thank you. Thanks.
Water?
Evening. So, we did a trunk line inspection from the gallery to the plant. On that trunk line, there are 6 air relief valves. Of the 6, 3 of them need some additional work. Also, there are 4 hydrants on that trunk line, and 2 of those need some work, so we gotta get back to those. We did a water fix at the NAP building and at the clinic. We dug some manholes up for the sewer jetting company, WFI, to come up and do our sewer jetting. They come up once a year and do currently about an eighth of the town. And so they did jet some lines and televised some lines, and we got a couple rings on them to bring our manholes up to grade for a couple places. Those are pretty expensive, so we didn't get a lot. There's probably 15 to 20 that need it in town. But you know, we're just taking baby steps, chipping away at those. We did get both the compressors for both plants, and we have yet to schedule that with Country Electric to do the work in the plant. You know, we just got to make our schedule fit with their schedule, and we've got so much on the plate right now, we haven't reached out to do that yet. We have watched some construction come and televise a couple lines to gallery, which led to more questions than answers. We reached back out to MC Shaft, who's able to get us some of the old drawings of the lines that actually go between spring boxes, and in doing that, the map cleared up a lot for us. We do need to go back out and open up some more of the spring boxes and look into them and just confirm what the map shows and what we are seeing in those lines. But at this time, it looks better. We also dug up where the ruts were when the contractor was in there with his Mini X, and it looks like we don't have any crush pipes. We didn't actually find any pipe in the ground, so it must be deeper than what we dug to. But we got to the point where we were having water fill up in the lines just because it's so saturated in that area that we didn't get dug down to those lines. But in the process of digging it, we saw that the water in our hole where we were digging was pretty muddy, but we could look in our spring boxes and see that water was still clear. So in our minds, we don't have an issue there because of that indication. And in the process of doing this and the trunk line part of it, at the air relief valves and around the spring boxes and the hydrants, we weeded and also did some spray to try and knock down the weeds and that kind of stuff to help with that. The contractors did come back and go out the collection vault and fix the fins on that as well. And as you mentioned with the pool committee, we went and found some drawings for them and got that for them at City Hall so that they could use those to help identify what lines they need to do there. And then we sent off multiple samples to the state, did monthly sampling for both plants and monthly meter reads as well. And then we fixed the backflow device at the golf course and tested the backflow devices in Harrison and at the school. And we need to continue doing backflow testing around town. That's it for my report, if no one has any questions.
I don't think so. Thank you, Dennis.
Yep.
Unfinished business of the preceding meeting would be number 6, discuss approve, disapprove dates for the July and August budget workshops to follow the schedule. We're going to stick to Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. at the library for the schedule below. As far as Wednesday, July 16th, that one we will not do. We'll go ahead and move library and fire to the next meeting of Wednesday, July 23rd. So that will be our first one, is Wednesday, July 23rd. They will all be at 5:30 here at the library.
Question.
Sure.
Will the library and fire be combined with the 23rd's budget workshop?
Yeah, yes, because garbage, police, and transportation are budgets that are fairly set, so they shouldn't take too long. So we should be able to merge those pretty easily.
Okay. And then one last question. I didn't think about it until after we talked already, but the library is open up until 6. So will a half-hour business going on be a disruption at all?
It shouldn't be. These are just working meetings. We'll meet with department heads and have discussions, so that
Is
shouldn't
they
be.
gonna be loud for people in here trying to read though?
Well, potentially.
It's not usually terribly busy, but it's more like, by the end of the day, it's people coming in needing help with things. So I might get pulled away. So I don't know what advertising's been done for it, but we could slide it to 6, make it so that there's not that possibility.
Does that sound like something that you guys can?
I'm okay with
Okay.
that.
We'll go ahead and just schedule these as 6 p.m. instead of 5:30. Gives everybody a little bit more time to get
And
here
I'll have
too.
the whole space set up for
Sure.
you guys.
Thank you. Great suggestion. Okay. I have a
Make
motion to approve?
The budget workshop schedule.
Okay, and a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you.
Dean,
Yes.
Gaston. Page.
Okay, new business, number 7, disapprove Brian Fromm's request to close Second Street for the July 26th from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. on July 27th to host outdoor karaoke after the Peabody Hail Fill Contest. Does anybody have any questions or would like to make a motion to approve?
What part of Second Street?
It just says close Second Street, but I think he submitted more details on his.
Oh,
Yeah, because it was
Right up.
license would be just.
Tailgate and corner bar by coffee shop. So I'm assuming it's just the one
Just the
block.
half of
Yeah,
it.
main and all.
Just the one block.
I don't think
The alleys,
half
main.
of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would probably be enough. So we'll include the alley to Main Street.
that's what he gave us for the.
Yeah, he's telling me Main to, City Alley South.
Okay. Okay, is that a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve, closing the street, Second Street, from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. on July 27th. Karaoke.
There we go. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Page? Yes. Dean?
Yes.
Gaston?
Okay, number 8, approve bills, claims, requisition orders, and transfers. I think everybody's had a chance to go through them. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve bills, claims, requisition orders, and transfers.
And a second?
I'll second. Dean?
Yes.
Page? Yes. Gaston?
Thank you. Motion for adjournment? Anyone adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Oh, that was like the fastest meeting ever.
And a second?
Mm.
Okay.
Page? Dean?
Yes.
And Page? And Gaston?